Deep in the jungle lived a monkey. His name was Miko. Miko was no ordinary monkey. He was a mischievous little guy. Miko loved to play pranks. He would swing from vines and make silly faces. The other animals found him hilarious. Well, most of the time. One sunny day, Miko woke up feeling extra mischievous. He had a twinkle in his eye and a plan brewing in his head. Today he chuckled to himself, "I'm going to be the king of chaos." Miko's first target? The grumpy old gorilla, Grok. Grok loved his bananas more than anything. Miko decided to have a little fun with that. He swung through the trees, snatching bananas as he went. Miko gathered a huge pile of bananas. He giggled as he looked at his loot. Grok was going to be so mad. Miko carefully placed the bananas right outside Grok's favorite napping spot. Grok woke up with a start. He looked at the mountain of bananas in front of him. Grok was confused. He scratched his head and shrugged.
More bananas? Don't mind if I do.
Miko's next adventure involved a toucan named Tilly. Tilly was known throughout the jungle for her vibrant, colorful beak that shimmered in the sunlight. She was a bit of a show-off, always flaunting her beautiful beak to anyone who would look. Tilly loved to show off her colorful beak. She would often perch on the highest branches, making sure everyone could see her. Miko, with his mischievous nature, thought it would be funny to give her a little surprise. He loved playing pranks on his friends, and Tilly was no exception. He found some brightly colored jungle flowers. These flowers were not only beautiful, but also had a strong, sweet scent that filled the air. He carefully wove them into a long, silly-looking chain. Miko took his time, making sure the chain was perfect for his little prank. Tilly landed on a branch, admiring her reflection in a puddle. She loved looking at herself, especially her beak, which she considered her best feature. Miko, giggling, dropped the flower chain right on top of Tilly's beak. He could hardly contain his laughter as he watched the chain dangle from her beak. Tilly squawked in surprise. She couldn't see. The flowers covered her eyes and she flapped her wings in confusion. Miko laughed so hard he fell out of the tree. He tumbled to the ground, clutching his belly as he continued to laugh uncontrollably. Tilly shook her head, sending the flower chain flying. The flowers scattered in all directions, creating a colorful shower. She saw Miko rolling on the ground, laughing. At first, she was annoyed, but then she couldn't help but laugh too.
"You got me good, Miko," Tilly said, still chuckling. She appreciated the humor and knew it was all in good fun.
Miko spotted Ellie the elephant taking a bath in the mud. Ellie loved giving herself mud baths. It kept her cool and protected her skin from the sun. Miko saw an opportunity for some slippery fun. He grabbed a bunch of ripe mangoes. He aimed carefully and started throwing the mangoes at Ellie's muddy back. The mangoes splatted against Ellie's wet skin, making funny sounds. Ellie didn't even notice at first. She was too busy enjoying her mud bath. Miko threw another mango, and another. Finally, Ellie turned around. She looked at Miko with a puzzled expression.
What on earth is going on here?
Miko, realizing he'd been caught, quickly blamed a nearby group of monkeys. He pointed his finger at them, his eyes wide with feigned innocence. "It wasn't me, it was them!" he exclaimed, trying to divert the attention away from himself. The group of monkeys he accused looked at each other in bewilderment, unable to comprehend why they were being blamed for something they didn't do. The other monkeys, completely innocent, looked at Miko in shock. They had no idea why he was pointing fingers at them. Ellie, being a kind and trusting soul, believed Miko without a second thought. She approached the accused monkeys with a gentle demeanor and said, "You shouldn't waste fruit like that. Mangoes are precious, and we need to share them fairly." The accused monkeys were even more confused now, as they hadn't seen any mangoes, let alone wasted them. The monkeys were very confused. They hadn't seen any mangoes. They looked around, trying to find any evidence of the missing fruit, but there was none to be found. Miko, meanwhile, had taken advantage of the chaos he created and had escaped into the jungle. He was laughing so hard, tears were streaming down his face. He couldn't believe how easily he had fooled everyone, but deep down, he knew he had to be more careful. His tricks were getting bolder, and it was only a matter of time before someone caught on to his antics. He had to be more careful. His tricks were getting bolder. S4. Media, cartoon animation of a mischievous monkey planning a trick. Cartoon animation of a monkey with a cunning smile. Cartoon animation of monkeys throwing mangoes at each other. It was them, Ellie. They were having a mango fight. Miko thought to himself, "Next time I'll have to come up with an even better plan. Maybe I'll hide the mangoes in a different spot or blame a different group of monkeys." He grinned mischievously, already plotting his next move. The jungle was his playground, he was determined to be the cleverest monkey of them all. Miko spotted a wise old orangutan named Omar meditating under a waterfall. Omar was known for his peaceful nature and calming presence. Miko naturally saw this as a challenge. He climbed up onto a branch directly above Omar. He started mimicking Omar's meditation pose. He closed his eyes and tried to look serious, but he couldn't hold back a mischievous grin. Omar, sensing the disturbance, slowly opened his eyes. He saw Miko above him, trying to meditate. Omar couldn't help but smile. He knew Miko meant no harm. He found the little monkey's antics quite amusing. As the sun began to set, the jungle came alive with sounds. Crickets chirped, frogs croaked, and owls hooted. Miko, exhausted from his day of pranks, found a cozy spot in a tree hollow. He curled up, his tail wrapped around him like a furry blanket. He thought about all the fun he'd had. He had tricked Grok, surprised Tilly, splattered Ellie, and even made Omar smile. Miko closed his eyes, a contented sigh escaping his lips. Even though he loved causing mischief, he knew deep down that the jungle was his home, and the animals, even Grumpy Grok, were his family. The next morning, Miko woke up to a strange sight. He rubbed his eyes, thinking he might still be dreaming. But no, the scene before him was very real. All the animals were gathered around his tree. They were chattering excitedly, their eyes sparkling with anticipation. Miko had never seen such a gathering before. They had brought him gifts. Miko's eyes widened in disbelief. He had never received so many presents in his life. There were juicy mangoes, ripe bananas, and even a few shiny beetles, Miko's favorite snack. The sight of all that delicious food made his stomach rumble. The animals had decided to thank Miko for bringing so much laughter to their lives. They had spent the previous night gathering the best fruits and treats they could find. They knew he was just a mischievous monkey, but his pranks always brought a smile to their faces. Whether it was hiding their food or playing tricks, Miko's antics were always in good fun. Miko, surprised and touched, realized that maybe, just maybe, being a little mischievous wasn't so bad after all. He had always thought his pranks were just for his own amusement, but now he saw how much joy they brought to others. He happily accepted their gifts. With a grateful heart, he thanked each animal for their kindness. He felt a warm glow inside, knowing he was appreciated. He knew he had a lot more mischief to create, but now he would do it with even more enthusiasm, knowing that his playful nature was cherished by his friends. The jungle had better watch out. Miko was ready to spread even more laughter and joy. With a cheeky grin, he swung through the trees, planning his next playful prank.